Hi, I'm Madame Pamita, and this is Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. You can find me online at parlorofwonders.com. Well, in this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make a different style of Mojo bag. This is called a Comet-Style Mojo bag. It's a little bit different than the Mojo bags that I've taught you before, which are made with pre-made bags. But this is a super easy and super handy way of making a Mojo bag. And for the Mojo bag that I'm going to be showing you today, it's going to be a court case Mojo bag. Mojo bags are great when you need to have a really carry a spell with you, and going to court can be a very intimidating, very scary experience. So having that spell with you, carried with you as you go forward into that very intimidating scenario, can be a real help magically. So what you're going to need for a Comet style Mojo bag is a piece of flannel. I've got a piece of red flannel here, but you can use a different color. Brown is actually very, very good for court case, but red, you can use red for any sort of situation, any kind of Mojo bag. If you're going, for example, though, for a money situation, a lawsuit or something like that, you might want to carry a green Mojo bag, and so you could use green flannel. So we have a piece of flannel, we have some thread. In this case, I have some embroidery floss in brown for the court case situation to tie off our Mojo bag. And then I have the herbs that I'm going to be putting in the Mojo bag. So in our case, I have dill seed, tobacco, and deer's tongue. I also have calendula, anise, and some celery seed back here. So I also have a cat's eye shell. That's the other thing you're going to need for this. So a 7-ingredient Mojo bag, Comet style, for bringing in success in a court case. What you're going to do is spread your flannel out flat, and then you're going to take a tiny pinch of each of the herbs, asking the herbs to do what it is that they specialize in. So, for example, dill seed is very helpful with court case work, just in general. Tobacco will bring success in a court case situation. And you'll notice I'm putting just a small amount. I'm not really putting a whole lot. This is one of my kind of pet peeves I have about Mojo bags. Mojo bags are meant to be carried on you, and they're meant to be small. So even the Mojo bags that we see with the flannel bag shouldn't be stuffed to the brim. They should be really flat. We're adding deer's tongue, and deer's tongue is to help you to be eloquent in court and speak in a way that you are heard and what you say is received well. Anise is very good for protection, like protection against the evil eye, protection against your enemies. And if you're going to court, you're going to have someone that's working against you because they're taking you to court, or you're taking them to court. So that's also very helpful there. Celery seed is good for psychic work, and so it will help you to be intuitive and kind of sense what it is that you should do or say in a certain scenario in the courtroom. And finally, calendula is very good for success in court case work. There's a aspect of it that also has to do with money. So in particular, if you have a court case that involves money, that calendula flower will be doing double duty. Finally, we're going to put our cat's eye shell in there. And you see we have just a small pile of things that we're doing there. It doesn't have to be a huge stuffed Mojo bag that's like a giant pin cushion. It should be a little thing that you can carry with you very easily. So to make a Comet style bag, you're just going to pull the ends of the flannels together and then sort of find that spot where the stuff is all in there, and then tie it off, wrap it up with this thread to tie it off. You want to tie it nice and tight so that nothing gets out. And look at that. If you don't have a little flannel bag, this can be good not just for a court case Mojo, but for any kind of Mojo. You can just take the cloth. Another good thing you can do is you could make a Mojo bag if you wanted to make a Mojo bag, for example, to get someone to fall in love with you, and in particular one person to fall in love with you. You could use a piece of their clothing to make this Comet style Mojo bag and add that extra bit of personal concern to your Mojo. So as I tie the knots off, you can say your wish or intention. May I succeed in court and my enemies fail, or whatever it is that you want to have happen in the courtroom. and tie those knots. You can tie 3 knots, you know, if you want, or I like to do 3s, but you can do a different number if you like. And then finally, you're going to trim off that extra. This Mojo bag has a lot of extra flannel on it. You don't need all that extra flannel. So you can go ahead and cut down the extra bit right there. And there you have it. So easy to make and so cool and very old-timey, very traditional. There you have a Comet-style Mojo bag. Once you've made your Mojo bag, then you can bless your Mojo bag. Since this isn't a flat Mojo bag, you really don't need to bless it with oil, though you can. You can't really do a 5-spot pattern on it, but you can definitely bless it and feed it with incense. You can get some incense and use that incense, whether it's cone incense or herbal incense or powdered incense, and use that incense to smoke your Mojo bag and feed it. Once you've got your smoke going, you can take your Mojo bag and put it through that smoke to feed it. And do this once a week. If you're going to court case, if you're doing it one time, you may not need to do this all the time because you're only going to use it once. But if you're going to court time and time again, you may want to feed that Mojo bag and keep it going until your court case is completely resolved. So feed it through that smoke once a week. That will feed your Mojo bag and keep it alive and keep it going. You can also blow into your Mojo bag as we do with a regular one. That's a possibility to give it life, and do that as well. Or you can just tie up the herbs and keep them like this. So wonderful, wonderful, easy way to make a Mojo bag without having a bag. I'm Madame Pamita. This is Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. You can find me online at parlorofwonders.com.